Good day, family, and all praise to only the Almighty Most High Creator. A couple of days ago, I uploaded a video named, I Believe I Was Given the Next Piece to the Puzzle. In that video, I told you that I believe the Almighty dropped a scripture in my head, but I had to pray on it. Excuse me. I had to make sure it was given to me by the Almighty and wasn't just random scripture running around in my head. I just uploaded a video named The Priests, High Priests and Priestesses Walking With Us Right Now versus Hosea 3:4. As I was making that video, the Almighty opened my eyes again. Hosea 3:4 has a hidden gem in it that no one talks about. This hidden gem directly relates to the scripture he gave me a couple of days ago. Let me show you that hidden gem in Hosea 3:4. Hosea 3:4, and actually I'm going to read 4 and 5. And I read, For the children of Yasharel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an altar, and without a priest, and without manifestations. And afterward shall the children of Yasharel return, and shall seek the Almighty their power, and David their king, and shall be amazed at the Almighty and at his goodness in the latter days. So be it. In these days we are currently in, we will not have any of the things mentioned in Hosea 3:4. For the children of Yasharel will abide without a king, a prince, a sacrifice, an altar, a priesthood, and without manifestations. Here's the hidden gem. Notice it mentions a prince in verse 4. In verse 5, the prince isn't mentioned. Where did he go? It reads that we will be without a king and without a prince. Why won't we be seeking this prince after we walk out of here in the later days? Here's the scripture our merciful, almighty Father gave me that I had to pray on. I don't need to pray on it anymore. I give you our prince and the reason why we won't be searching for him after we leave the nations. The scripture the Almighty planted in my head the other day is Hosea 1:11. And I read, let me get there first. And I read Hosea 1:11. Excuse me. And the children of Judah shall be gathered, and the children of Yasharel together, and shall appoint themselves one head, and shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Yasharel. So be it. The reason we won't be searching for this prince when we walk out of here is because we are going to choose this prince, and he's going to walk out of the nations with us. Excuse me. I told you in the video named I Believe I Was Given the Next Piece to the Puzzle that when I show you the scripture, you will automatically understand why the Almighty put it on myself and the other brethren to set up the Zoom prayer for our deliverance. I believe the Almighty showed us the way we are to come together. It's impossible for us to gather physically. Let's break down this scripture. Hosea 1:11, and I read, And the children of Judah shall be gathered, and the children of Yasharel together, and shall appoint themselves one head, and shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Yasharel. So be it. Please, so be it. The children of Judah, and Yasharel shall be gathered together. During this gathering, we're going to appoint or vote on one person from the seed of Jacob. Then we come out of the land. This isn't talking about when the Almighty gathers us and leads us into the wilderness. This happens before we walk out of the nations, aka the day of Yasharel. Also, the day of Yasharel is when the Almighty comes back to Zion and gives us our power and strength, back, and we do judgment on the Gentiles. We voting on this prince as a collective happens before we leave the nations. Here's scripture to further validate this prince, and also, I believe, to show us when we are going to select this prince. Isaiah 41:1. And I read, "Hold a feast to me, ye islands, for the princes shall renew their strength. Let them draw nigh and speak together. Then let them declare judgment. So be it." Let's break this down. Isaiah 41:1 again, and I read, "Hold ye a feast to me, ye islands, for the princes shall renew their strength. Let them draw nigh and speak together. Then let them declare judgment. So be it." The princes, seed of Jacob, will gather, and we will declare judgment and proceed to Jeremiah 51. During this gathering is when we princes choose our prince, mentioned in Hosea 3:4 and Hosea 1:11, from among ourselves. We have to, because the prince has to be involved, obviously, before we declare judgment. We aren't going to walk out of the nations without this prince, per Hosea 1:11, which is why he isn't mentioned in Hosea 3:5. He isn't mentioned because he will be with us. We won't have to search for him. By the power and mercy of the Almighty, he put 3 brethren together to give his children a Zoom meeting for our deliverance. Is this the group that's going to vote on our prince? I don't know. I'm part of a study group of all brethren, princes, per Isaiah 41:1. Is this the group that's going to vote on our prince? I don't know. All I know is I've searched YouTube for this group of the seed of Jacob speaking about this prince and actively trying to figure out what we have to do to accomplish Isaiah 41:1. I have found nothing. There are no coincidences. Excuse me, family. There are no coincidences. The Almighty just opened my eyes not even an hour ago while making a video to show me the very prince tied directly to the scripture he gave me, Hosea 1:11. Our prince that no one talks about. Question is, now what? Right now, the Almighty hasn't given me that answer, that piece to the puzzle. Like I said in my last video, 8 months ago, the Almighty told me to gather the people. I had no clue how to do that and prayed on it. A couple of months after that, he tells me to set up a Zoom account. I set it up and pray on it because I had no clue what to do with it. The Almighty also put it on Brother Yasuki to gather the people, to pray for our deliverance. The Almighty put it on Brother Eli to introduce me and Brother Yasuki, and we 3 created the Zoom prayer for our deliverance. There are no coincidences. Now, we are in the process of gathering together via Zoom for our prayer. Now we're in the process of gathering together via Zoom for our prayer. It gets bigger every week, and then the Almighty gives me Hosea 1:11, which ties into everything we're doing right now. We need to pray on this, family, because I don't have the next piece to the puzzle. Of course, I'm going to pray for instruction like I always do, but right now, I have no clue of what to do from here. Pray for instruction, family. We have to come together per Scripture, Hosea 1:11 and Isaiah 41:1. We have to vote for a prince, and then we can declare judgment on the heathen. We can't leave the nations till we, seed of Jacob, fulfill Hosea 1:11. We can't leave the nations until we complete Isaiah 41:1. The Almighty won't come back to rescue us until we fulfill our part of the Scripture. The Most High don't lie. He laid it out in front of us, what we need to do. How we are going to accomplish this, your guess is as good as mine. The one thing I can say with 100% confidence is this: we aren't waiting for the Almighty. He's waiting for us. All praise to the Almighty.